very few guidelines here. Gaming questions, pop culture, geek, personal life to a point, whatever you want to ask. Very informal today. So my name is Weiss. I'm on YouTube, but my main thing is writing. I write books about video games, and you can find me at brettweisswords.com. Over to...
This is the Immortal, John Hancock, and I want to thank everybody for coming here to Torg. Who's having a good time?
Woo!
Yeah. I'm having a great time. This is an awesome show. This is my second time here. For people who don't know, I'm a kind of a dinosaur on YouTube. I've done it for 14 plus years. Major collector. I was the original organizer of the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I did a charity event for over 10 years, Callous Gamers for Kids. I'm kind of everywhere. So I also am an independent publisher, and my games are on Atari, as well as some other things. I have a small booth over there where I sell aftermarket games. I've had a lot happen in my personal life, which I did you've seen the video on my channel about what recently I've gone through. Anyways, you can check that out. My wife just had cancer this last year and went through surgery and everything. I'm happy to talk about that. Anyways, I want to thank everybody for being here. On to my buddy.
What's up? I like Dr. Pepper. Who got Dr. Pepper for me? Oh yeah. I'm Mr. Wright Way. My name is Steve Wright. I'm from Dallas. I am a collector of anything and everything. Crazy stuff. Man, what do I do? Right now I'm going through doing a PlayStation pursuit. I'm collecting like every greatest hit on PlayStation. People hate greatest hits, so I don't hate them. I know you don't hate them, but I'm trying to turn the stigma away when people say like green and red labels, and I think that's really silly because it's a video game, and I just think like it's cool to have a really good subset of games, because a lot of people you can't afford to get like everything, but if you can like focus like one collection, like greatest hits or platinum hits or like the GameCube, what's the GameCube? Not platinum hits on GameCube. What's the GameCube?
It's like
Player's Choice. And it's always been this stigma, and I just don't know where that started, and I just really dislike that. And also too now, y'all pray for my wallet going on for like Neo Geo stuff. So y'all please pray for my wallet because it's ridiculous. But I like to have fun. I love to meet people. I like to come out here and doing this. Like right now too, thank God that, I've been, like last week, I've been suffering from like vertigo, and I had to sit down for like an hour or so over there after I took my medicine. So if y'all see me get up and leave or something, it's like, that's the reason why. But right now, I'm good now. Just earlier it was like, ooh. So if anybody been through that, y'all know. it ain't nothing to play with.
So I'm Brandy. I go by Gamer Ahmer, and I'm across all the different socials as well. I just like to share different things that I find along the way. So recently I found an old KB Toys Nintendo 64 cabinet that has all the GameCube stuff with it, like the displays and the TV. And I found it for just a couple $100. And some of these items go for like tens of thousands of dollars. So I just really like to find the weird like kiosks, promotional items, employee items. And I just try to have fun, playing different games and just sharing some of my tips and tricks along the way, and just a little bit of reviews and stuff. So I try to do a little bit of everything, but I just try to have fun with it.
And also too, I'm not your typical collector. So ask John, I'm not your typical collector. I will get something, then like I get bored, I do something else. If I like it, I'll sell it or trade it and go something else, even crazier. I've done it many times. I'm just not your typical collector, so let's get that out of the way.
And apologies for being late, but I found that there were sandwiches for guests, so I was hungry. My name is Jay. I'm from the YouTube channel Square Pegs. I used to work in the game industry for about 10 years, and now I just like to talk about games, and you people like to talk at me about games, so let's talk about games.
All right, if anybody has a question for one particular one of us, or for the whole panel, or anything like that, fire away.
You may want to have to come up so we can hear you too. Speak in the microphone so people can hear what your question is.
Yes.
Any questions? Yes,
Yes,
come
sir.
on up. Come on up.
Come on down.
Nope.
Not really.
You gotta walk to the front.
Yeah,
Come on, walk
push
to
all
the
the
class.
chairs out the way.
Just
Walk
like
to the
school.
front. Walk to the front.
Just throw
Go to the
them.
front.
Yeah.
Walk to the front. Go, 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 go. Get it from my phone. There you go.
Question for John here.
You like you singing to John. Question the John.
Do you have? Are you seeking another complete collection? Are you seeking another complete collection?
So the question is am I seeking another big collection? And the short answer is no. My next step for the majority of my collection is to get it out of my house. I'm out of space, and I love collecting, but I kind of concluded my big pursuit of things, and so I do have long-term goals of my collection eventually being in a public space. Nothing's official. And the goal is to eventually get my collection out of my house. I love having my collection on public display. I am pursuing smaller collections, and television is one of them I would like to complete. And there's some other greatest hits collections I'd like to complete.
Now, when you say in television, you're talking about the original 125?
The 125, yes. And so that's the short answer of what I want to do, because I have 36 complete collections, and I hate that a lot of them are in boxes in my garage. I hate that. And it's been that way for a long time. And so there's many complications that have made things challenging to get it in public space. A lot of it's money. There's a business that possibly may look into doing it in the long run, but nothing's official. And so I will get it in the public space. It's a long-term project. So, and then you can open it up other people. What are you guys collecting?
Yeah.
Well, I've started opening factory sealed games for the sheer excitement of it.
Good man.
Which is kind of ironic because I work at Heritage Auctions where we auction off some really rare sealed games. But I've started just buying factory sealed games at shows and just opening them up. A recent video on my channel, I broke open Breakout 2000 for the Jaguar, which is a very hard to find game.
Yes.
Released very late in the life of the console. I think it was mail order only or something. But I wanted to play
Sealed Game
it.
Destroyer.
Yes, I wanted to play it. I wanted to just have fun with it, and it's a game I've been looking for a long time. I found it for a reasonable price, for about a CIB price. So I thought, I'm going to break this sucker open, see what's inside, and show my viewers. So I've been having fun doing that lately.
For me, collecting is about getting the things that I want to play, as opposed to just being a completionist, because I don't have the space. I can't go for a complete collection on anything, but I love hockey. You can probably tell by the hockey jersey I'm wearing, so I'm trying to find every NHL game, not just the ones from EA, but like anything that has to do with hockey I'm trying to get. Just because it's a stupid collection to have. It'll be fun to talk
What
about.
if it's not NHL? What if it's just...
I'm fine with that too.
Oh, okay.
New League Hockey.
If it involves a stick and a
New
puck, I'm
League.
down. So,
Right.
So I know, like John will attest to this, like the greatest hits I'm going for. And I started the greatest, I tried to get every greatest hit. I didn't want to do one, I want to do like PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4. I just completed PlayStation 4. I'm one away from PlayStation 1. You know, the one game, it's hard as heck to find.
NFL Blitz 2000.
Yeah, and PlayStation 2 is about to be done. But as I'm going through the PlayStation 2, because I enjoy PlayStation 2 is like my favorite library. I love PlayStation 2, as you can see. I love the original PlayStation 2, big fat boy. But this game I just found today for $50. But I traded for it, so this SpongeBob game right here. I did not know this thing was super rare. Like, I looked on eBay because I was trying to negotiate, and I saw one copy sold like in November, but it was weird. And then I see anything else. I saw one sale, one sold. So that's the good thing about greatest hits and something. That's what I like about the mystery of it. Like this right here, this is the greatest hits for PlayStation 4. Somebody donated it to the channel, but the PS4 talk about the PlayStation hits, but to that. So also aesthetically, I think these look pretty good. Like this, the red case instead of like the red strip. Yeah. So I always try to like say, hey, I like the look of it, but a lot of people don't because they think it's less than. It's not really less than. It's just the same game.
It's kind of interesting collecting greatest hits and player's choice games because oftentimes those are produced in far lower numbers
Yes.
than the original, because to be able to be a greatest hits or a player's choice, the original has to sell usually in excess of a million copies.
And the ROM is updated too. So typically, there's the updated version of the game is sometimes offered on greatest hits. So you're getting the better version typically to play a game sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah, like Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
That's the biggest one, because like on Silent Hill 2, the Xbox version is like the definite version. Then the PlayStation 2 came out and they did the greatest hit, and it's much better. Like you were saying, like sometimes it is better. So I just like kicking. It's like 300 games in this. It's probably like 298, but I say 300 in the PlayStation 2 library. So it's doable. If you want a collection, it's doable. The PlayStation 2 is really it's nice.
I just want to say, Finn the Human, that was awesome how excited you got about a SpongeBob game. I have not seen someone look so excited about a SpongeBob game ever. That was awesome.
So what about you over here? What are you collecting?
So I'm doing a series on my channel where I travel around to different states currently. Because what I found is that different conventions in different states have different things than my area.
Yep.
So
Yeah, regional differences.
yes. So I'm trying to kind of compare as I go, and I'll find like store display items, banners, kiosks, cabinets, like crazy things that were never for sale. And I'm just trying to compare and see which state kind of like reigns on top. So I've been to, I think, almost 10 so far this year, and I've picked up quite a bit of like these rare items. And then what I find is that I'll pick up one thing, and then if I'm passing through a state, I may find something that tops it. So then it just like, it never ends. And, you know, I'm going for that and a couple full sets as well, but I'm just having fun with it, trying to see what's out there, maybe try and find something that someone else, you know, hasn't found yet, and just see, you know, what there is. Just because I love learning the history behind everything, and I love sharing all of that. So that's one of my, you know, favorite things to do.
And she got the best game room in America. I'm telling you, her game room is like top 10. Seriously, if you haven't seen her game room, yo, it is so dope. It is so good. It goes on and on. Her game room is a gaming house.
Do we have any more questions? Yes, sir.
I want to.
Yeah.
Walk to the front. Walk to the front. Walk to the front. Walk to the front.
Ba-bum-bum, ba-bum-bum.
Okay, this question is for the panel. Do you enjoy playing the game more, or do you enjoy like finding it, chasing it? It's like, oh, I found this. You know, what do you enjoy more, playing or searching for the games?
In this stage of my collecting, I love the hunt. I love the hunt. It's like you can't well, I say you can't explain it, but you can. It's like Christmas every day. It's like when I like finding this today, I was like, what? I found this? You know, 'cause I was looking for it, but it took me 6 months to find this. And when I found it today, I was like, ooh, like what? But I didn't want to pay that price, so I had to sell something real quick and then go back and get it. So I was like, ooh, I hope I don't miss it. Because I haven't seen, I went to the whole floor, haven't seen it, so I love looking for stuff.
I'd say that I'm trying to get more into playing and appreciating some of the games, because we all get those moments where you find such an amazing deal and that like takes over, and then you, at least for me, then I find something else. Now I love that, but I have to sometimes take a step back because I grew up playing the games. I grew up loving, you know, the technology and seeing how it's advanced over the years. So you kind of have to like take a step back sometimes and just, you know, appreciate some of the games. But of course, we all love getting deals, and we love saving, you know, thousands of dollars. So that's kind of what drives some of them.
The pursuit is great. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do love the hunt, but I play the games. That's what I'm here for. Like with Brett saying he's opening factory sealed games. Like that's what's supposed to happen. I was a toy collector. None of my toys stayed on the blister packs. They all came out. They all get displayed. They want to be played with. That's what they're designed for. So
I enjoy both collecting and playing, and it's always super fun to hunt thrift stores and garage sales and antique malls and all that kind of stuff. Super, super fun. I even have a booth in an antique mall, and I'm always looking for stuff, you know, whether it's paperback, old books, or games, or records, or whatever. But ultimately, playing would top it.
We want to welcome our new addition, and so how about you? Go ahead and introduce yourself, and do you play? Is it more exciting to collect something or to play it?
my name's Jeremy Klinger. I'd probably say it's more exciting to just play the games. That's why I got into it to begin with. Though collecting's really fun, and I have a lot more games that I just haven't played than I do ones I've completed. That said, though, I do like playing the games a lot more.
And so I'm in a weird boat because I have like a crazy game collection. But I've really been enjoying pursuing like aftermarket games and homebrew stuff. And I've really dedicated that on my channel because I'm one of a few YouTubers that can cover a wide variety of things all in one channel. A lot of people are just Sega or just Nintendo or just this or just that. And I'm kind of like a kitchen sink. And so like I have some CDI homebrew stuff coming as well. And it's not the first time I've talked about that. And so I really enjoy the homebrew games, and I'm really enjoying gaming more than collecting. And part of that is, you know, I'm hitting a different phase of my life in which I'm going to have more time to game, hopefully. And that's really what I'm passionate about now is playing games more if I can.
Hotel Mario for the win.
Yes.
Any other questions?
Good game.
Anybody have any questions for the panel or for an individual? Anybody?
Don't be shy. I know somebody
Don't
want to
be
talk.
shy.
Somebody got a question.
Not all at once, everyone.
Yeah, any questions? You two talk about.
Come on up if you've got another one.
So was the decision to start a YouTube channel to fund your collection, or was it to show your collection?
Certainly wasn't to fund it.
It sure wasn't funny. You don't make no money on YouTube at the beginning.
Yeah, YouTube does not pay well. I'll tell you how much I make. I make less than $1,000 without sponsorships a month. 131,000 subs. That's less than minimum wage. I do 3 videos a week. YouTube doesn't pay squat. So, I mean, I'll start this by just saying, I used to make videos and educate people about collecting a Dinosaur Go at the Classic Gaming Expo, nuts and bolts of video game collecting. I have the VHS tape still at my booth. I did it because people kind of pestered me. Hey, you ought to do a YouTube channel to share collecting knowledge with others. So I'm kind of a dinosaur. I did a long time of sharing how to collect some of this stuff. My videos were terrible, no tripod, no editing, but people liked the knowledge that I shared. And so it definitely wasn't to fun. I did the first 7 years of YouTube without making any money. So I only started making money on my first year. I think I got monetized was 2015. I made $35. So the answer to making money is no. And the second one is to show my collection, absolutely, and more importantly, to share information. I'm big on like, hey, here's a complete set, and this is what I entail, what a complete set is, or this is what a complete in box something looks like. And so that's what I focus on.
That's a good question. I started my YouTube channel for a couple of very specific reasons. So first and foremost, I'm a writer. I've been writing professionally about video games since 1997, when the internet really started getting popular and rolling. And I've been a freelance writer for over 25 years. That's what I do most of my working hours. But I started a YouTube channel just to tell stories about growing up in the 70s and 80s and 90s and what it was like playing games and collecting games during those times. I've got all kinds of crazy stories. And it's the kind of stuff you kind of had to be there when it happened, like the crash and, you know, the NES and when the Genesis blew everybody's mind. Being there at that time through all these eras is why I started my channel. And a lot of people don't read really into books or reading. A lot of gamers are extremely intelligent with technology and everything, but they don't necessarily care that much about reading a lot. So that's another reason I did my channel, just because a lot of gamers are more into watching YouTube videos. So, and it's fun.
I started my channel because I was... Okay, there we go. I started my YouTube channel because I was having some severe social anxiety issues. And for some reason in my mind, I figured if I can talk to a camera, I can talk to a person. I do not like this microphone. And it worked. It's an opportunity for me to talk about the things I love with people that I respect and I enjoy talking to. You know, like I've made some of my best friends in my life because of my channel. It's certainly, like I said, not to fund a collection because I make barely $100 a month on ad revenue. The the channel barely pays for itself. So it's just a chance to talk about games because I don't get a chance to at home. So
The channel pays for itself.
barely, barely.
Labor of love.
I just started mine because I like talking about video games. I talked about it with friends and family way too much. They got annoyed with me, so I started talking to a camera in my room instead, and other people started to listen. So
I can relate to that.
I started in 2009, and I didn't know what I was doing. I did like my first YouTube video was like the Wright Tech Show. I like technology, like Apple products and all that kind of stuff, and I never like really took it seriously. I just put stuff on there, didn't know what I was doing. During the pandemic, I started to take it really seriously, and then I started seeing growth. You know, if you want to grow on YouTube, consistency is the key. Every day, not every day, but at least like if you're gonna start out, do a video on Friday, every day at 3, and all the time, every day. Then increase it, like I'm now trying to do 3 videos a week. Sometimes I do 2, but mostly 3, and then like have a theme. I'm doing pretty well on YouTube. I'm actually doing really, really good on YouTube. And the sponsors are coming in. It's starting to take off. I don't have as many subscribers, but I see the slow growth and it's going, and it's doing really good. It got me here. I love YouTube. I really do. And did I do YouTube to fund my collection? No. But in a weird way, it has. Because like the connections I get, I'm different. If you ask him, like, I'm always making like trade connections. I hate to sell. I don't like to sell. I love to trade. I don't like the process of going through eBay and like I just don't like it. I rather trade. I rather have like if I have like a $50,000 game, I'd rather trade it for a car or something. Seriously, I would rather do that. And I have been that before, but that's just how I am. You know, I don't know the YouTube rules. I just do stuff different. So.
Yeah, when I started YouTube, I did not know that there was a gaming scene on YouTube. I used it on how to unicycle, make balloon animals, and do weird things like that. So I didn't know that this existed, and then someone saw that I posted a few pictures on Instagram, and they said, oh, you should try out YouTube. I can help you. So they came over, they helped film my first game room tour, and then they went ghost. And they said, you're in it now, good luck to you. So I had to figure it out, and I didn't know that you really could make money at first. So when you make that 11 cents on a short, you're like, this is so cool! But it does not fund anything at all. I just do it for the fun, and I like to share different things, and I love the connections, you know, meeting different, you know, community members, and even like vendors and stuff. You just really get to network and just see this passion, and, you know, just bring us all together, and that's the part that I love about it.
Yeah.
Who's want to start a YouTube channel? You looking to start a YouTube channel? You're thinking about it?
Do it.
Hey, look.
You get a phone?
Take your phone and just
Hit
record.
record. Don't worry about editing.
No. But one thing you do need to worry about, audio.
Yeah.
Audio is key.
Yeah.
Get you one of these right here, a DJ mic or a wireless mic.
Yeah.
Audio. Your video can just look like underwater, but make sure your voice sounds good.
Yeah.
And then just get used to your recording yourself. Get used to how yourself sound. Like now, I used to hate how I sound.
Yeah, I would worry first about a consistent schedule, and then the technology, because people will in the comments, there's a difference between trolling and like constructive criticism.
Yeah.
So if you're close enough with the phone, it's fine, because I do phone stuff all the time. If you have a sound, like a room that's not too echoey, if it's like a smaller room, I have a studio, so it's kind of semi-soundproof, but really it's about that consistency. But like, don't worry about the deets, don't worry about the details, just get into like a system of just recording, because a lot of people, they worry too much about starting. I'd say start, and worry about editing and all that stuff later.
Just learn all that.
Have fun with it, find a consistent theme, and try to carve out your own niche, something a little different. That's when I started my channel. I thought, what can I do different? And it tied into what I love, just telling stories. And you can find your own niche.
Oh, and also to a tip, when you do start a YouTube channel, you are starting a business, 100%. So treat it like a business. Also protect your brand at all costs, because once you start rolling, you'll have outside forces that try to bring you down, or people try to use you, and you gotta sense that out, because you don't know. You can make one video and hit 100,000 subscribers, but you don't want that. you want growth, but you also just protect yourself. You gotta watch and connect with the right people. If connecting with the right community and the right people will take you so far, because this YouTube thing is a beautiful thing. It's great. It's wonderful. I would never want to give that up. Even as I'm retired from the military, but I still wake up. I was like last couple weeks, I was sick. I'm like getting more into vertigo, but I want to crawl to the computer so I can edit, and I got to make a video. I love it. I love the process. Once you do that, just don't worry about making money. It will find you, and your people will find you.
Does anybody else have any more? Yes.
Come on up.
Come on up.
Come on down.
Come on to the mic. Come on to the mic.
Hi, Gene. How you doing?
What's up?
Yeah, stop it, Scott and Rob. My question is for you, Mr. Wright.
Yes, sir.
Being a man of color, like how challenging it may have been for you to really get into your foothold and everything. Seeing myself as one, and just starting off too as well.
Well, me and John, we talked about this. I talked to him privately about some things like this because I know he can handle it. It has been challenging. It really has, because I'm in a space where there's not a lot of people like me that doesn't look like me. But also too, it's different because I have people who don't want to work with me or are afraid to work with me, and but I'm just a gamer like you. But it is a lot of different. It's almost like being like with me and Brandy. Brandy's female. It's different in like being black and being a female in this space. It's a little different, and sometimes it is challenging. But I haven't had any really super bad experiences. Yeah, I had some racist comments online. I have had that, and I'm like, man, this is kind of all right. Your mom didn't raise you right, so I'm like, all right, just gotta keep moving, you know. But yeah, you're gonna deal with that.
There's always going to be trolls.
People are just weird.
So,
you know?
whenever you share something of value that someone else doesn't have, you're gonna get hate.
Right.
You're gonna get jealousy, and I haven't experienced the stuff that, you know, honestly speaking, that either Brandy or Steve have experienced. To be honest, I've experienced different hate. I adopted a girl from China, and so I got hate when she was on my channel. I got racist comments about that, and you got to be very careful sharing your family on your channel and your location and now all that, because there's going to be people and have the people that support you support them, you know, allow that. But anybody that's not supporting you, shadow ban them.
Yes.
You know, don't deal with it. Don't give them a platform, because you know what? They're not there to support you.
Ignoring them is the best.
Yep.
And you know what? Ignoring them is hard. Sometimes it's hard.
It is hard.
Because it's mentally draining.
It gets
and
to you.
It will get to you. Let me give you a little inside thing to because sometimes I keep these comments, but I just got a comment. Me and my friend, another black man, doing Neo Geo, and people know Neo Geo is expensive. But I got this comment the other day. It says, and it's the stupidest comment, but it says, "I thought only white boys collected." And I'm like, the undertone to that is racist, because it's like, what, black folks can't afford expensive games? And I'm just thinking like, that's really effed up. And I was like, but it was funny too. And it was like, I just couldn't laugh. I just laughed and like, wow, really?
It's very sad.
It's really crazy.
Just speaking as a white person, so I know nothing, but I do observe, and people expect black people to act a certain way. And when the black person goes outside of what they expect of that person, they comment, or they troll, or they say something stupid. And it's awful. A black person can have any political view, can have any hobby, and that's great. That's awesome. It's wonderful. But for some racist, ignorant people, they expect black people to stay in their lane.
Really, they do. Yeah.
Or any person of color or minority.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
and
terrible.
even sexual minorities as well. I'll include that.
Yep.
And they deal with terrible racist comments all the time.
All the time.
Now, I spoke to a female friend of mine who's a very popular YouTuber. She's young. And I said, do you get much, hate or any kind of trolling or misogyny or any kind of thing like that being a female YouTuber? She said, yes, she does, and it's bad at times, but what has been worse is ageism. people don't take her seriously because she's young, but she's extremely intelligent, knows exactly what she's talking about. A lot of you probably know who I'm talking about. But, but she's had ageism, and on the flip side of that, I've experienced ageism. Apparently, I'm too old to do YouTube, and
I've had that.
And I
You're
say,
a dinosaur, quit playing with video games.
I'm like, look, I was there when, Midway's Gunfight came out in 1975, and I was blown away. My friends got Atari 2600 in 77. My two best friends each had a Fairchild Channel F in 76.
That's the black and white days, by the way.
Yeah, I have stories. Yeah, that was back when the world was black and white. I have stories to tell.
That's party lines.
Being
Like,
old
come on.
kind of helps with that. So, apologies for being old.
Yeah, you just gotta be like, just navigate through the stupid. People are stupid. Some people just dumb. Really, they're just really ignorant.
Some people just have to talk.
They're just really ignorant, and you just gotta look at it. And also another thing, you can't snap back too, especially when you get to a certain point in your YouTube career. Screenshots, if they're trying to screenshot something, look what he did. They trying to goat you. I just block them, and apparently when you block them, oh, that's the worst thing you can do. They'll go make a video. Oh, they blocked me. They blocked me. Why they blocked me? I said something evil to them, and they blocked me. Like, grow up.
Yeah.
Shut up. So yeah, just keep doing it. Just have fun, y'all.
If someone's making a video about you trolling, you've made it, and you're.
You made it when you got a troll.
Yeah.
Hey, Arthur, be quiet down there. I'm sorry.
Anybody else?
But no, you
Comments?
you can't let those things get to you. So from the very beginning, I know I said this the last time, but from the very beginning, I've screenshotted every single negative or weird or inappropriate comment that I've ever gotten from day one. And I'm hoping one day I can turn that into something positive. To show that I didn't cave in, I didn't reply to some of these people. And even though you want to, that's what they ultimately want. People want to bring other people down, so you have to steer away from that path and just remember why you're in this, because you love the community, you love the passion of games, and that's essentially what you're doing. There's so many positive people for every one negative person. So you just have to stay the path and keep doing it because you love it, and eventually you'll be rewarded. And karma.
Anybody else, or do we want
Anybody want to ask a question?
I agree with them.
Yes, sir.
Come on up.
Come on up. Come on up. Come on up. Come on up.
Hi there.
Hello.
One thing I do want to know, I asked Mr. Wright Way this, but what got you guys into gaming and what made you guys want to be collectors?
Well, Jay.
So I got into gaming because my cousin Greg, who I worshipped, he was 5 years older than me, and he could do no wrong in my eyes. He sat me down with his Atari 2600, and we played football together.
The football that's like some gingerbread men? Yes.
And that spiraled into just a love of video games. I got an NES in 1987, and oh God, I am just fighting the speakers today.
God doesn't want you to talk today.
No, he does not. But I got an NES in 1987, and that kind of just went from there. I've been involved with gaming ever since. And my collecting habits are actually a lot different than a lot of other people's. I'm not a big collector. I only specifically buy things that I like that I know I'm going to play.
Well, then get out of here.
I know, I'm in the wrong place. But, yeah, so for me, it was just, an early love of gaming has kind of just fed my entire life, and it led to a career in the industry, and it led to what I do now, which is software development, and yeah, that's what it was for me.
Jeremy?
Yeah, so I got a GameCube for my 3rd birthday, and then I just kept playing video games. I love Nintendo the most. That's my favorite. Wii, GameCube, DS. That's like my
Nintendo's
childhood
popular.
thing.
Nice.
Yeah, so I sold off a lot of those games as a kid, and I just bought them all back in high school because it wasn't cool to game in middle school, but then you realize no one really cares in high school, so you just get it all back and do what you love.
My first memory of video games is 75. I remember Pong and Midway's Gunfight, like I talked about. Then my two best friends each had a Fairchild Channel F. I was amazed that you could play video games in the house. My cousin had Atari's Pong. He got it for Christmas in 75. And I was just mind blown. Way too expensive for us, Atari 2600s. were $250. Games were $30 to $50. This was '77 when it came out. But my friends got them. I went over to their houses. When I discovered Breakout in the arcades, I thought, wow, I think I like video games even more than pinball. And then just kind of pinballed, so to speak, or escalated from there. And so yeah, I've kept current with every generation since.
So, who knows my origin of how I started collecting? Anybody? A couple people. So, I came from a family of collectors. My mom collected Coca-Cola products, porcelain dolls. So she was a collector. My dad was a hobbyist. He did like redwood strip canoes, longbow archery. He was a hobbyist. So I came from a family of collectors and hobbyists. And I'd go to the flea market with my mom, and I started out with comic books. I'd get comic books from my barber with the tops, with the covers ripped off.
Damn, you're old.
And so I would sell them and double my money and get more comics. Comics turned to cards. Cards turned to action figures. Action figures stayed in packages. I couldn't play them. So eventually I started collecting video games because, in the 90s, you could go to a flea market. You could walk away with a garbage sack full of video games for like 20 to 40
Oh my
bucks.
gosh, people were just giving stuff away.
Oh yeah, and people laugh at me. You collect Sega Genesis? Nobody cares about that stuff. And that's I got excited because I didn't have a lot of money and I was able to do a hobby. And so as a poor college kid student, I started doing that and I never looked back. My whole collection started when I gave my friend 50 bucks and I said, find something interesting at the San Jose Flea Mart. He came back with a box 7800 and 50 box Atari 7800 and 2600 games. And now my collection is 36 North American collections.
That was an incredible time to be a collector in the late 80s and then in the 90s and early 2000s. You literally I would go to garage sales every Saturday morning with my parents, and that was just a cool activity we could do together. And literally every single time we went out for 3 or more hours, I would come back with a carload of stuff. Boxed consoles, just totes and totes, bags of games for next to nothing. Randy, do you have anything?
Yes, so I started late in the collecting world, but I always played video games, so I have older cousins, and I fell in love when I played their Nintendo Entertainment System, and I got to play Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt, and we would leave the TV on and the system on. Sometimes we'd have to turn off the TV, but we'd go outside, swim in the pool and do different things, and we'd come back inside, and every time they died, I loved it, because then I got the controller, and then my parents got me a Nintendo 64 for Christmas one year, and I fell in love with it. And then they decided that they were gonna take all of my childhood systems, minus that N64, and just trash all of them. So after college, I was like, oh, I have real money now, and I went crazy, and here I am. My name is Brandy, and I have a problem. I mean, passion.
Anybody else have any?
Well, my thing is, I told you earlier, but my first system was a Radio Shack Palm clone.
That was mine.
Was it?
Yeah, TV scoreboard.
Yep. And I got one of those. And
the other one that was black and gray.
Yeah, black and gray. Yeah.
Same one.
And it was so cool.
Yeah.
So I got a video game system, and then but this is after I had seen Super Mario Brothers and Kmart. I don't know how many of y'all remember Kmart. Yeah. Okay, look at everybody remember Kmart.
Yeah, nickname Kmart.
Kmart used to be great. And then when I saw this guy, he was playing, and he jumped and got the Firefly with Mario. It changed my life. I never saw nothing that crazy. Going from that Pong, and then the Mario, then I just put it back aside. I did everything I could to get an NES, and we had wait 2 Christmases to get an NES. We got the Power Pad set, and the Power Pad set came with World Class Track Meet, Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt. Boy, we played the Nintendo till it got hot on the top. It was toast. It was warm. Oh, it was so good. And the power. How many people play the Power Pad? Okay, so you know that you just can't play the Power Pad, right? You can't on the Power Pad. You gotta hold on to the table and then run like this. You can't just run you gotta hold on to the table.
Or you can cheat. Yeah.
Or cheat and do like this, right? On the Power Pad.
It's all about cheating.
But well, we lost weight that summer. We was ready, saying, go, hold on, and then jumped, oh. I love the Power Pad, man. That was the amazing thing. And then one thing that I really hate they suckered me into the U-Force. Remember the U-Force?
Terrible controller.
Man, hey, Mike Tyson whooped my butt on the U-Force. I thought I was gonna beat him. I was like, we took that thing back to KB Toy Stores. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
U4 should have been called You Don't.
Yeah.
It makes the
U-Force
Power
is
Glove look
horrible.
like the Super Nintendo controller. That's how bad it is.
It is bad.
Anybody else have any?
One more question. We got
Agree.
about 5 more minutes, so it's probably good for one more question. Sound
Come
okay?
on down.
Two? Maybe two.
You might,
After him.
Yeah.
you might want a microwave. Come on down.
We'll do a speed round so that we can get through both questions.
The question before last, it kind of made me think of some stuff that I wanted to ask you guys about, and it's similar. I found myself as I get older, I am drawn away from playing massive multiplayer online games that I used to thrive on when I was younger because it enriched my experience without me being able to travel and meet people from other areas and other regions that to me were just my clanmates and my friends. But the trolling has become so bad that now I find myself wanting to only play single player or with my friends in real life. Like, what are good ways to deal with that?
We'll do a speed round. My quick answer is time. What time? I don't have time for MMOs anymore. It's like, I don't have enough time to play games. That's my challenge right now.
I've always been
I
a
just
solo
stick with
gamer, so it's
Solo
problem
gamer,
solved.
arcades, only games, just a few hours. Sorry about that.
No, you're cool. I've always been a solo gamer for the most part, with some couch co-op with my son and stuff. But problem solved.
Block them.
For me, it was always I can block the microphone, I swear. I was always a solo gamer, but I played WoW and EverQuest for a while, and it just I realized that I like playing with people I know a lot more, or just playing a single player game. It's a more fulfilling experience for me.
I agree, single player 100%, because I just get too angry at online games.
Anybody
Yeah,
else?
I think it's supposed to be fun. So I either try and like build a community or I just play the game solo.
And I don't play online because of stuff like that. Because I got a short temper. I'll come find you.
Next question.
All right, we had the last question here.
Most of you guys already answered, kind of based off that last question about online gaming. Is it just me, or since COVID happened, is online gaming just a lot more difficult? Like everyone had like a year to take off and just really get good at the game, and now I just have to cry when I go online? Or is that just me? Is that just me?
I don't know. I don't play online.
No, I've always been bad at online games, so it was no difference for me with COVID.
So the older I get, the better I'm not when it comes to skill. Like last time I went, the last major online experience I did was like Warzone, Call of Duty. And I'm like, oh man, I have so much fun. I got completely schooled. And then of course it's like, oh, they must be cheating. They must be cheating. I got, nope, no, watch the instant replay. Nope, it wasn't cheating. I just was that bad.
Them 9-year-olds can play.
Yeah.
And they be cussing.
I just crank up some tunes or a podcast and play games by myself. So,
You can TV.
and on that depressing note,
Hey, we want to thank everybody for being during this panel. And thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to be at Torg. Who's having a great time? We have an influencer section, and many of us will be available to go over there. I know Brett, Jay, Steve, Gamer, Ahmer,
Jeremy.
I'm sorry. And you can meet us over there, and we can talk to you. If questions, you have further questions, we have products. If you want to just come chat with us, come do that.
Yeah, let's keep it going, and y'all have a great time at Torg 2023.